I bet you're overpaying for car parts. Now, I say that because most people are. I've done this for a long time and I've learned how to save a few bucks. So I'm going to drop my 5 favorite tips to save you money on classic car parts. All right, so tip number 1 is be patient. Now, look, I know this one seems obvious, but it's the one that I see people mess up on the most. This is one of the hardest things I had to learn starting out was, wanting something the next day will always cost you more money. The longer you can wait, the longer you can watch for that killer deal, no matter what you're buying. Try to avoid putting yourself in positions where you have to have that part immediately. If you combine this tip with any of the other tips on this list, you will save big money on car parts. I know because I do it all the time. Tip number 2 goes very well with tip number 1, and it's to plan your project well in advance. You see, a good plan laid out 1, 2, even 6 months in advance will always save you money. Now, what that does is it gives me time to implement these other tips and to wait for sales and things like that, and to use patience to my advantage, use time to my advantage to build this car as cheap as possible. It saves you so much money when you do it this way. And I can't stress enough the importance of having some sort of budget and always buy those parts that you need, the parts that you have to get the car on the road. Always buy those first. A lot of people, they'll mess that up. They'll start buying the really fun stuff, right? The stuff that we all want to buy. But the problem is you'll run out of, if you have a budget, if you have a price limit, if you go over that, you're going to end up with a stalled project that's not helping anybody. All right, so now it's time for tip number 3. And tip number 3 is do your research. And this is one that I myself had to learn the hard way many years ago. See, the most costly thing about working on classic cars is not the money that you spend, it's the money that you waste. Let me elaborate on that by telling you a brief story when I learned this lesson the hard way. So many years ago, when I was about 13 or 14 years old, I was working on a 58 Ford pickup, and I wanted an aftermarket steering column in it. So I shopped around and I saw the really nice I Did It columns. And, back then I think they were selling for like $500 or so. And I didn't have the money. I didn't want to spend the money on that. So I went out and I bought a super cheap Chinese knockoff. I don't even remember where I got it from now. It's been so long ago. Now, if I had done any research on that at all before I had bought it, I would have learned that they were not very good. They were unsafe. They were known to break, and if I had done research on the source that I purchased it from, I would have noticed that they did not accept returns after like 10 days. So I was out of luck on returning it, and I ended up wasting like $280 or something like that. That's a lot of money even today, but back then to 13-year-old me, that was catastrophic, and it was a lesson well learned, I'll tell you that. So when you're buying stuff, even if it seems like a good deal, even if it's physically cheaper, it's not always the right choice. Do your research. Check into all this stuff to make sure you're not buying a dud. One more example of doing your research is one-wire alternators. People love these one-wire alternators that you buy from all these part stores. Some of them get pretty darn expensive. My advice to you is to buy a 3-wire alternator. It's the same size and dimension, but it's a far superior alternator. It's not much harder to wire. Just do it, please. Your one-wire alternator is not worth what you're paying for it. All right, so it's that point in the video where I'm going to ask you, if you will, hit that like button if you're getting value out of this video. That both helps me and it helps YouTube to push this video out to other people that might find it useful. Tip number 4 is to always shop around. This is another one that may seem obvious, but a lot of people don't do it. I always check every single retailer I can find before making purchases, especially big purchases. But the small stuff adds up too, and it's always worth doing the legwork to dig around, see what you can find for a better deal. Now, prices can differ up to 30% between vendors, so you want to check as many places as possible. Now, one tip I have for this is to go into, let's say Rock Auto, and look at all the part numbers for the part that you're looking for. Then take and copy paste 1 or 2 of those different part numbers and put them in your favorite browser. And when you Google that part number, you will find all kinds of vendors selling that same part. And oftentimes you'll find it for a better deal, especially once you figure in the shipping differences between different vendors. Maybe you have a Prime subscription and you get it a little cheaper after shipping with Prime. I do that quite a bit. Now, one quick note when doing this, please be on the lookout for scams because they are all over the internet these days, especially on more expensive parts or performance parts. When you copy and paste, you put that part number in. Sometimes you'll come up with websites that you've never heard of, and the price will just be super cheap. Like a $300 part, they might be selling for $60, right? If it sounds too good to be true and you're not familiar with the platform, it probably is, in fact, too good to be true. One quick thing you can do is take the name of that website. Don't click on the link, just grab the name of that website and look it up and see if it's legit. Places like Reddit, they love to expose places like this. And if you look those up, generally they'll tell you if they're a scam. Just be super cautious. Please do your due diligence here, friends. I don't want to see you get scammed or lose any of your hard-earned money. Tip number 5 is know where to shop. Now, where to shop is not quite as important. As long as you have a good collection of places that you like to check with, you should be pretty good. Now, I'm going to list some of my favorite places, and I'm also going to put some in the description down below. So my number 1 place that I buy a lot of stuff from, obviously, Rock Auto. I think most people buy a lot from Rock Auto. It's a really good place. There's really good deals. This is where that really good plan that you laid out comes into play because you can order in a large quantity. Rock Auto is not worth it if you order in small pieces. I like to order one big order, get everything at once. Always look for the items that ship together on their website. It takes a little practice to use Rock Auto effectively, but once you do, you save a lot of money there. Next is Amazon, but especially Amazon's Renewed program. Now, Amazon Resale or Amazon Renewed is Amazon's actual program where you can buy open box or used items from Amazon, and it's really good. I've saved a ton of money here. Typically, the markdown on these things, on these parts, are 30 to 60%, and I've used this on so many things. One great thing that I use it on is gas tanks. This gas tank is for an 84 F350. It's a 19-gallon tank, and it'll typically cost you about $135 shipped to your door. With Amazon Renewed, I got it for $65 shipped to my door. That is half off. And $65 for a gas tank? Come on. I've ordered alternators, starters, brake hoses, all of these things. They're brand new. They're just out of the original packaging. Maybe they've got a little scuff or a little ding or something like that. Maybe they're not quite perfect, but for that kind of markdown, you just can't beat them. Not to mention Amazon has a 90-day return policy on these, and I've never actually had to use it on a resale item. They all seem to be very rigorously inspected because they're all in good shape when they show up. All right, so I did misspeak here. It is 90 days on regular Renewed products, but on automotive products, it is actually 1 year after receipt of the product, you can return the item. Another great place to shop is, of course, eBay. Now, you can buy all kinds of used and new parts here. You can buy open box stuff. There's all kinds of stuff here, and I've never personally had a bad experience on eBay, even though I've bought hundreds of things on there by now. A quick tip on eBay: if there's something that you want to purchase and there's no ability to make an offer, hit the watch button a couple days in advance and just wait. Because more often than not, the seller, once you watch an item, he has the option to offer you a discount to try to entice you to purchase the item. And so normally that's what I'll do. I'll watch something in advance and wait for him to send me an offer. Sometimes it's 5%, 10%. I've even had 20, 30% off. All right, so another place I love to shop is carpart.com. Carpart.com is a junkyard database. You go on there, you put in what you're looking for, make, model, all of that good stuff, and then you can shop all the junkyards from closest to you to farthest away. And this is really good for like hard to find parts. Summit Racing is another place I like to shop. I live in Georgia, and I live about an hour from the Summit Racing retail location. If you're close to a retail location, it's definitely worth going to their store. I don't know about all the retail locations, but the McDonough, Georgia store actually has a discount section where they have all their open box and overstocks and returns and things like that that have been inspected and put back out for sale at a steep discount. You can buy some really good performance parts there for cheap. You can't always find what you're looking for, but you usually find something that piques your interest. Now, I could go on and on about my favorite places to shop, but I'm just going to drop the rest of them down in the description. Go down there, check those out, and while you're down there, go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know what your favorite money-saving tip is, or where you like to shop. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this video. I really hope it helped you. I hope you end up saving a bunch of money using some of these tips. I will see you in the next one.